So this is what I read in July. So I only read 2 books in July. And sorry this video is out late. Okay, so I have these rolling carts in my room that hold some of my books, and one has been leaning for like a few years. And so I decided to have someone fix it in my house. They haven't fixed it yet. And so all of the pieces were on the floor. And so I just got a new one. So that I have my space back where I film, because in my room there's no other space really to film where you aren't, like, if I'm in a different spot, it's really crowded and like it's not a great idea to film in other spaces. And I'm not going to film outside of my room. So that's why this video is out later than expected. So let's get to the 2 books I read in July. So first up was The Bodyguard Affair by Amy Lee. I rated this 3.5 stars. This book I was reading for so long. Like, it took me a while to read this. It's about Andy Ziegler and Noah Crosby. Andy works for the Prime Minister of Canada's wife, fictional Prime Minister, FYI, like not the actual Prime Minister. And then she wrote this book called The Prime Minister and Me, and it kind of like unexpectedly got really popular because they saw her and the Prime Minister out, but the surprise was actually for his wife, and the wife didn't show up, and so there was that. And then her and Nolan met years ago, but then he was gone for a while. So then he came back and became one of the Prime Minister's bodyguards, and so Andy and Nolan agreed to fake date to get the press to stop thinking her and the Prime Minister were together when they weren't. And then, I don't know. It was good. There's just some parts where it really annoyed me, and it was so obvious that she liked him and had feelings for him, and he had feelings for her, but they weren't really communicating enough to make it work for a while, and then eventually they did. And it just kind of annoyed me. That's why it was 3.5 stars, but it was pretty good. I would recommend. So there's that. And then the only other book I read this month was Luna and the Lie by Marina Zapata, which is 3.75 stars. Because this wasn't quite a 4-star read, but like it was over 3 stars. It was over 600 pages. Yeah, and some of those chapters were like 40 pages. That was not fun. I had to listen to a lot of this book on Audible because that was the only way this was happening at this point. I am okay with a 600-page book, but when the chapters are like 40 pages long, I'm not. And I feel like this book could have been cut in half, and it would have been way better if it was cut in half. Because there was just so much nonsense. Like, I know it was a slow burn. Okay, I liked that part. But Rip was just a jerk for most of the book. Like, a lot of the book, he shouldn't have said half the things he did. He was always yelling at employees, and I'm just like, you don't act like that. And he was doing it to her too, and I'm just like, this ain't okay. And I enjoyed learning about Luna's past and everything, and I actually would have liked to delve a lot more into that. And I would have liked to learn a lot more about her relationship with, like, her sisters and everything. Like, we learned stuff, and I thought that was important, but I want more. Like, I would like books about her sisters. Her sisters are really interesting to me. And I don't know, I did like when they eventually got together, but I got the plot twist so early on. Like, I knew, what was his name was it Charlie or something? What was the guy's name? Oh, Cooper. I knew Cooper was Rip's dad since, like, the beginning. I caught that vibe right away. I don't know how she didn't figure it out, because I figured it out from the Constance clues. And that was supposed to be, like, a plot twist. And I found it out so early. Like, I was like, I know this is going to be the twist. And so I was Googling, is he Rip's dad? And then I read a review, and I was right. And so that happens a lot in books, so I'm not going to be mad about that. And I think it works if people are able to sometimes figure the things out. Then that's fine, because, like, if you're not able to, like, see where the context clues were, then it's like, oh, this just really came out of nowhere. So it didn't come out of nowhere. I just knew it. Like, it was easy for me to figure out. I read so many books. I watch so many shows. I'm able to pick on these things super easily. It happens all the time. So I'm not mad about that. There was a lot of stuff that I'm just like, you didn't really need it. It could have been maybe 400 pages, and I think it would have been better than the 600 pages, especially because the chapters were so long. Like, I love a 10-page chapter. That's what I'm used to. I don't like a 40-page chapter because there's no need to be talking about the same topic for 40 pages. And half the time, they were like, it would cut from a new day in that same chapter, and I'm just like, end the chapter then. Move on, please. I would have loved having more little shorter chapters than just these really long ones. And yeah, that was why it was kind of took me forever. And I don't hate it. This is maybe my least favorite book of hers that I have read, because the 600-page thing and like the long chapters and just everything about it. Like, I loved a lot of her other slow burns. I just didn't love this one. Obviously, I have the rest of her books, except like maybe her very newest one. So I will keep reading hers because I have loved her other ones. So I'm going to hopefully like the other ones more than this. I mean, some people probably loved it. It's just, I read reviews too, okay? There was reviews on this, and I would definitely agree with a lot what they said. I have to like scroll, hold on. I'm not going to tell you exactly what other people said, but like, I'm going to read a quick review. I always go to the 1-star reviews because they're always good. Like, the 1-star reviews are always good. Okay, yeah. Talking about how this book is similar to her other ones, which is true. Yeah. I don't know. I liked a couple, but at times I didn't. And I would still recommend, because Marina Zapata, she writes a lot of good books. Just, for me, I'm going to not probably reread this one. So there's that. So that is it for what I read in July. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye!